Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm back with my third video finally. I promised I would be back. So after my last video, it came to my attention I need to work on my style but also get used to drawing on my phone. So there's a style I've been interested in, and it's very popular. It's actually the semi-realistic style. I'm pretty sure you've seen it everywhere on Pinterest and TikTok. So the goal of today's video is to try to get better at semi-realism and trying to get used to drawing on my phone. And yes, the music in the background, I know it's not the vibes that I'm trying to give off, but I don't know where to get music without being copyrighted, so I guess I'm gonna have to change to the vibes of the song. After watching multiple videos, I realized that I needed to work on proportions to get a more of a realistic look. Oh, and I apologize for any noise you hear in the background. Yes, I live near a very busy street, so it's hard to pick a time where it's quiet. So here you can see me practicing the Loomis method. I picked a method that almost is very known. Oh my goodness, I'm really not good at explaining what I'm trying to do here, but. So the Loomis method is a pretty standard method. It's pretty well known. It's a method that's been oversimplified. I am so sorry if you hear cars in the. Oh my goodness. I don't. I don't think I'll ever record a video where it's quiet. You know what? Let me just. There you go. I waited until it was nighttime to be able to record. But I'm going to have to whisper because my parents are gonna think I'm talking to myself. Yeah. So I tried drawing the Loomis method using the Loomis method to draw heads in different angles, but it was not coming out as I thought it would. I guess I was finding it a bit more difficult since I was doing it on my phone. So I practiced a little bit in my sketchbook. After this, I practiced in my sketchbook, hoping I would get used to it, kind of like muscle memory. But one of the videos that helped me understand better the Loomis method was David Finch. His video was very detailed and helping me understand how to draw the head using the method and how to understand it. I was just struggling because I do not know form nor shapes. I'll be practicing that in a future video. You'll see, but right now we're with heads. So I did not like how the first attempts of using the Loomis method came out. And the reason I watched David Finch's tutorial because I love the way he draws in his comics. I don't know, there's just something very appealing by the way he shades. The way he shades is something I like. So I guess it's an artist I admire. Here in this part of the video, I tried using a reference to draw a head, but it wasn't really working. So here's when I started practicing on my sketchbook. The Loomis method. Just trying to get used to using it because when you first try out something new, I don't know if it's just me, but it's something harder for me to stick to it because I don't like the way it looks. Because I'm not used to using it in drawing. Here's when I kind of regret using that type of footage because I feel like it's gonna make y'all dizzy. Yeah, later on I changed the type of footage to use. here was when I was looking that the drawing looked nothing like the reference. I was not liking it, so I went to go practice in my sketchbook. And a few days later, I came back to try again. This time with a different type of footage, so you can actually see the process instead of just me zooming in and out. I feel like these came out much better, but they still look a bit in the anime style, the kind of style I have, which is inspired a lot by anime. But I tried using different types of faces to try not to get same face syndrome, because something that I want in my style, which I'm trying to develop, that's why I'm practicing. Something I'm trying to is evolve my style, and I do not want same face syndrome. Oh, I absolutely hated this drawing. It came out bad. As you can tell how I immediately changed to the third drawing, I think. This one was my favorite. I don't know why. I think it looks very good. I never draw older men, so I'm actually really proud of that one. So, and I hope you guys enjoy watching my art journey. I hope you guys would like to see me grow, and hopefully I do. I feel like I learned a lot more doing this video. I've learned a lot. I mean, it's not like the best, but it's definitely better than what I had before. So after those practices, I was feeling pretty confident. So another thing I feel like I needed to practice from watching videos was they were talking a lot about values, something that would help me shade and color, especially make it look more realistic with the shadows and everything. So that's what I decided to practice. I decided to start with something simple, before going to something more complicated, even though I was struggling a bit, because usually these type of exercises you could only use like 2 or 3 values, and I was already struggling with the first exercise. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I feel like it came out pretty decent with the vase, I think it's called, with the vase. I was struggling actually. I didn't know how to make it look. I don't know, I guess because it looked kind of shiny. I guess that's what made me struggle. But it was a pretty quick drawing. Then I went with the bell pepper. I don't know, since it was kind of bright, I don't know, I guess it was, I don't know why I struggled with these exercises so much though. But I feel like the bell pepper was my favorite. So then after that, I started trying to practice some people using the 3 value study. It was so difficult to get the proportions right without a sketch, because most of the people who would do this exercise would just go ahead and do it without a sketch. So I wanted to try to do the same thing, trying to carve it out by using shadows. I feel like the clothing from this drawing came out much better than the face did. Even though, the faces were so difficult to paint, I'm not going to lie. I feel like you could tell. I was definitely not going to do that hand. So here's when I tried to draw the Isauro head. Because a lot of the videos I was watching would use this too, to help them get more of something easy to remember how to shade the face. I tried doing it from front view and 3/4 view. Something I never actually thought about, now that I'm thinking about it, was how to draw an ear. Even though it's a part of the head, but I guess I skipped that. I completely forgot about it. After doing the Asaro head, I decided to do something else, but this drawing was a bit more difficult since the lady had soft features and she was wearing, I think, paint, which was a different value from her body. I did not know what to do. Fine, I came back with this reference again because I feel like I needed to do it justice. But I feel like I butchered it again. It's less bad than the first time I used this reference. But I still butchered the poor guy. So I decided to use one of those statues. Oh my. So I decided to use one of those statues. I don't know what they're called. I was gonna ahead and try drawing it from the sketch, but I was finding it a bit difficult. I don't know. I do know why. I mean, I just couldn't. I wasn't be able to draw it. So after a while, I finally decided to just trace the drawing, and just because I was practicing values, so I decided to just trace the drawing. For some reason, this was much easier. Maybe because it was already grayish. This was much more easier to like shade. Doing the 3 value study, I was getting pretty confident with this drawing, so I decided to add more detail by using the airbrush to like make it look like it. It came out pretty good, I'm not going to lie. It was my favorite one. So after that drawing, I was feeling pretty confident. So I wanted to put everything I learned into practice. And I couldn't decide which anime character to draw, so I spinned the wheel to see who was I going to butcher. And I got Mihawk. I feel so bad, but I'm confident. I feel like this one is going to turn out great. So I started with a simple sketch. You can see how I use the Loomis method on the face. Planning out where the nose, the eyes, the practices you saw earlier. I feel like it came out pretty good. Like, I was liking the sketch. The cleanup, it was pretty nice. I wasn't struggling too much like I thought I would. I feel like I really did improve with this drawing. Like, looking at the sketch, I felt so proud. There were some things I didn't like, but I cleaned it later with the liquid tool. Here, I started practicing I'm doing grayscale, okay? I'm doing grayscale. Using the 3 value study to make it easier to shade and everything. The problem I have with using grayscale is not knowing how to put good colors on grayscale. That's something I find super difficult. Because the colors don't look good, they look all muddy. Something I felt like I completely forgot about and see something necessary to learn was types of shadows. Many videos explain that. It wasn't too important to learn, but just the basics. But I feel like it would have improved a lot my drawing. Here I was just cleaning it up because I'm pretty messy. Like, something I want in my art style is to be kind of messy. Like, I don't want it to be super smooth and clean. I want it to be messy. So, cleaning it up. Here's where I use the liquify tool to make it look better. I'm so sorry to all those Mihawk fans. I will do him justice one day. I'll be back, better and improved, and give you a wonderful drawing of Mihawk. But for now, just close your eyes. I'm so sorry. But I feel like I need to be more. Oh my goodness, those cars will never be quiet. I will never, ever have a moment of silence. I'm so sorry, but I feel like I need to be more confident in myself because I feel like this drawing is so much better than any other drawing. Digitally though, like digitally, it's much better than any other drawing I've done. Something that I will be taking note of is that if you're doing grayscale and if a character has facial hairs, do not draw them on after. You put them on after you put color on it because it's only gonna be tainted with a weird brownish color. Like you'll see later, and I had to repaint the hairs. The reason in the hairs I used the pencil brush to make it more textured. I don't know, I feel like it gave it a nice touch. I finally began coloring. I'm not gonna complain too much of the color of this drawing. Like, sure, it looks muddy, but it was going with the vibe I was wanting for this drawing. But in the others, yes, I unfortunately butchered other two characters to whom I feel very bad about. I butchered them so badly, but in this drawing, the colors weren't too bad. I actually liked the way this came out. The colors, the face, everything. Something else I wanted to experiment. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. Something else I wanted to experiment with in Ibis Paint was the gradient map feature. Like everybody, now I feel like a lot of videos have come up on my TikTok feed, on my For You page, and it makes the drawings it gives nice final touches to the drawing. I don't know how else you're supposed to use them besides giving them like a very nice. It makes them look. I can't really explain it, but it gives it a really nice touch. I don't know how else you're supposed to use them though. And I really liked the result. I'm not going to lie. I feel like it improved so much. Like if you check on my last video, you can tell there's a huge difference. So, after my ego boost, I decided to butcher the next character. But before we get to that, let's appreciate this drawing for a bit. Now, I was feeling very confident, like I said, so I decided to spin the wheel again to see which character. I apologize again for the cars in the background, but I was feeling confident and decided to spin the wheel again on this website. I was a bit worried to who I was going to get. I got Zoro. Zoro. I have never really drawn him before, to be honest. Something I didn't know when I was beginning the sketches was that his hair was gonna be something difficult. Anyways, I immediately went in with the sketch and I was feeling so confident. Like, look at that. I liked the sketch so much. And I was so confident, I immediately went shading. Like, nothing with the three, nothing about the shadows or anything. I just rendered. And when I started putting colors, I realized it was coming out badly. It was coming out bad. I was using a reference where he looked kind of bronze in the reference. And I wanted to capture that same skin tone rendering he had. But it wasn't coming out as I wanted. And it was making me so sad because I absolutely adored the sketch. I tried fixing it, trying to get it ready. Tried fixing it, but I gave up and decided to try again, rendering. But I didn't like it. So after thinking about it, I tried again. And I hate to upload bad drawings of characters, bad fan art. But I feel like it's only fair for me to show y'all the fails, because I want you to guys see my art progress, and if anyone is trying to learn too, I don't want them to feel bad about themselves. Like, I see, like, there's not a lot of people who will upload like their attempts which have failed and trying to get better, and I wanna give you the confidence, not give you the confidence, but show you that everybody's going to fail trying to get better at art, and hopefully seeing me fail to draw Zoro will help you not feel too bad and trying something new and walking out of your comfort zone, because I was definitely out of my comfort zone trying to make a semi-realistic drawing. So this is my third attempt at drawing Zoro. I wanted something more simple. I did not want to go. I feel like the hair was the one that messed it up. And the colors, I could not get the colors to look good. For some reason, my first attempt, my first drawing was, Mihawk came out so good. I was so proud of it. But Zoro would not come out. I could not draw him for the life of me. But yes, I tried hard. And after a while, I finally just got the skin tone I could have. The skin tone I got, I still was really stuck up on having the bronze looking skin tone, because I saw it in I don't know if it's official art, but I saw it and I really wanted him to have that same skin tone. The way his skin looks, it just makes him look so bronze, so shiny. I can't explain. I'll put the picture up in the video. Well, I really hope you guys enjoy my progress. Not only in me doing art, but hopefully I'll get better at editing videos and trying to find my style, not only on the way I draw, but also like in the chibi in the background. My chibi and the background where my character speaks is only temporary. So I spin the wheel again and I got Sukuna. And I knew it from the start I was going to have the same problems I had with Zoro with the darn hair. I don't know why I keep getting characters like that. Anyways, I did not like this drawing. I'm going to blame it on the colors. And I was thinking of leaving it out, but I thought it would be fair. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to show you my art progress and of me trying to get better, and that unfortunately means uploading the bad drawings too. Well, I kind of liked the sketch. It wasn't too bad, but I couldn't. Again, the colors, the grayscale. I was using like a real life. I was using a real life reference of a person and a different reference for Sukuna, but I couldn't get his hair. Why the wheel? Why would the wheel give me characters like that? And I unfortunately stuck to everything the wheel gave me. I would skip some characters the wheel would give me if I had absolutely no idea who they were. I need to watch more anime. But if the wheel gives me characters I know a little bit, like I know from where they come from, then sure, I'll draw them. Like I watched season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen, but I never watched the second one. If you can see, I was struggling with the colors. I was struggling so bad with the colors again. What Mihawk was just a miracle, because even though it's not the best drawing, the drawing of Mihawk, it was a miracle between the other two characters. Out of 3 of them, Mihawk was the one who came out the best. You Mihawk fans are lucky, and I'm sorry I butchered Zoro and I butchered Sukuna. Anyways, I gave up after seeing the failed attempt. But of course, I'm not going to stop practicing. I'm going to keep practicing facial anatomy, hoping I will get better. Definitely notice a bunch of improvement despite my failed attempts of the other drawings. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and hopefully I will be uploading another one. I'm pretty sure, because I'm already working on it, and you will have noticed that the style of that video has changed too, because I'm trying to figure out my style. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.